Erica Lorraine Spencer here. This is the P.O.C. pattern of conduct, the ongoing real-time documentation of what is the criminal pattern of conduct of federal stalking in violation of 18 U.S.C. sections 2261A subsection 1 and subsection 2. This is the pattern of conduct underway by a public entity, that is the state of California, that is engaging in federal stalking in concert with the people of the state of California. So this is group conduct. And this is the practicing of what are the criminal elements of monitoring amongst what is the demon possessed. And so this is what is documentation of terrorism as it is underway by a public entity in concert with the people of the state who are in the shoes of the government as this criminal system is in ceaseless operation. And as the state engages in this demented group conduct, this is revealing how the public entity, that is the state of California, that is in the United States of America, how terrorism of an American citizen plays out, what that looks like, how that is facilitated amongst a people, amongst a government, how it is public corruption in plain sight, and not only that, how you formulate policy and how you prosecute that which is demonic conduct, it's demonic activity, but that which is in no way impervious to prosecution in federal court, and being subject to ratification into federal policy. This is the P.O.C. (8WPL 236). Glendora Police, license 1565103. I'm on Pasadena Avenue and Route 66, which is like Foothill, and it is currently 10:04 a.m. All right, this demon that's citing Jesus on their vehicle while they're engaging in a satanic targeting system under the fake sun at Barranca Avenue and Route 66, 8HDN522. Those are the ones I love to document the best. They're my favorite. The fake sun is right over me. It is currently 10:09 a.m. License 20589A2. 88375D1, that's Eminente Health. I want to document, of course, the United States Postal Service. You saw that in the video. But they're always engaging the P.O.C. Understand that USPS is a systematic means of the government's monitoring system in concert with the people of the state. All right, the mail delivery man is monitoring American citizens, and the mail delivery man is a demon-possessed state actor. In addition, you have Snap-on. That's a commercial actor engaging in the P.O.C. FedEx engaging in the P.O.C. as well. 7RDY 787. 8DZM 105. And it is, let me get this, 6SKN 699 6XOC 032 47899F3. HOTASWELL. I don't know what that was. Some kind of weird looking license plate. I think it probably said hot as hell. HOTASHELL, and it looked like maybe it was some weird looking Arizona plate. Anyway, I'm at Grand Avenue and Route 66. And what I took a picture of this morning at 8:48 in the morning is the fake sun that is directly over the vehicle. And as I'm sleeping in the vehicle and I'm in a different city. So I was sleeping in the vehicle, the state engaging in covering up its fake sun. Like I said, the state system, and this is demonic activity made manifest. The condition of the environment, especially as I am documenting what is the use of an environment that is centered on an American citizen, that's just context that I'm in the United States, by the way, that is being monitored, and then this is satanic at its core. You have what is ongoing manipulation of that environment as I am documenting it. And that's what is about a cloudy day versus a rainy day. Understand the state keeps its light source, as I have also shown, right over my head, and engages in revealing that light source, meaning it shines out of the from behind the clouds and through the rain at the drop of a dime, based on what I am doing as I am doing it. This is literally the center of the universe that you indeed are, which is terrorism. While this is understanding this is satanic activity, but the government is monitoring. So this is how you are able to prosecute literally Satan, the entity itself, in a federal court. 7RDG038. And this is what I captured at 8:48 a.m. the state's fake sun while I'm in San Dimas, California. This is Los Angeles County, and it is directly over this venue that I'm in front of in the car. car. And what occurred is that the state was molesting my body with directed light. And the moment that I wake up, I open my eyes, I see this directed light. I already know what's going on. So I'm reaching for my camera and I capture what is the state's fake sun, and the state has absolutely removed the directed light. It disappeared. It's no longer touching me. But I do capture the state's fake sun that remains over the property. This is at 8:48 a.m. And the documentation I've already shown that not only is this is not the sun, there is, and that's the virtue of documentation. That's the beauty of it, because there is no possible way, based on what the idiocy and the asininity that I have documented that the government engaging in with stalking, hovering with a light source, remaining literally on a strip of street where I am for the duration of the day, in any city where I remain. And this would never be visible or present at all in the city of San Dimas. It's absolutely impossible, let alone in any other region of the United States, okay? Because there's only one sun, and that's how you're able to document the government and also reveal not just what California is doing. This is this government system, period. And you have what is the state's fake sun remaining in alignment with me as I'm traveling up Route 66. And these demons are listening, including the Glendora police, which I captured on video while the state's fake sun was moving in alignment with me from what was that property referred to. It's called the Trails in San Dimas, California, where the state was molesting with directed light while I was sleeping. Immediately removes this directed light, it disappears, and I do capture what is the state's light source over that apartment building complex that I'm in the vehicle, and the state has placed its fake sun, and that is another grand departure from the pattern of conduct as I've revealed it. The pattern of conduct, it's actually, let me be precise, it is not a departure from the pattern of conduct. That is the pattern of conduct of stalking with light, that which is not the sun, a light source. It is a grand departure from what would be the state's absence of any legal argument, because they cannot establish what I have shown. You cannot establish in any way that that's the sun, or that directed light is sunlight. Okay, all of this that I have shown, but you have what is conformity to the pattern of conduct, a grand departure from that which is supposed to be claimed as the sun, all right? Which also, you know from the documentation, that's not the sun that's remaining over me, for example, in Ontario, California, over a specific sky space in the area. All right, or as I go up east and west down one street, 8TGT744. You already know that's not the sun. Another demon referencing Jesus on their car. Ha! It's laughable. 62760F2 while they're engaging in a satanic targeting system. All right. And I want to be clear, that's what Satan is all about. All right. Calling itself a family community venue, calling itself a church, a Baptist church, a Methodist church. All right. Calling itself some compassionate organization. For they're monitoring, and it's Satan. And these are the people that are in the government that is engaging in that satanic targeting system of demon possession equally. All right. It is currently 10:15 a.m. and this is P.O.C. 7 GMP 486, 6 NWH 834. There are a bunch of minions sitting in traffic, stalking in relevant position. All right, just like the blue-eyed demon you witnessed at the Ontario Village, 8UWD 199, cussing me out because he's furious. That's a demon-possessed stalker under the fake sun and in directed light. That was referred to as a blue-eyed demon. Blue-eyed devil, BX200, that white man, that white-faced demon, 7DYJ346, that was an expression of fury on behalf of Satan and the government that is furious because I'm revealing the psychopaths and the sex-offending stalkers that they are. 027073, 7KOR632, 8WZN736, 5RZE915, and I'm going to prosecute all of them for that. That's terrorism. 8TNG471, that's a paper plate, BD33X07, that's paper. I got that one. 4ZXX436, 6RRE454, 6WAL986. I'm at the intersection again of Lone Hill Avenue and Route 66. It is 10:20 a.m. 6LMF319. It's 10:27 a.m. And again, I'm at the Shell gas station. The address is 1860. So it's at the intersection of Lone Hill Avenue and Route 66. Route 66 is Foothill Boulevard. So this is very likely the address of which I will confirm as I publish it online. RSRVD, Stalking with Audible Activity, 7JDS877. This is 1860 Foothill Boulevard in the city of San Dimas. 01498C1. 6NSH694 8YIR 455. And not only, again, are you seeing the ongoing pattern 8HYR785, 71368P2, 8KJH561. The state's fake sun is PAQT. 8WMR950, I believe, 5NWB 680 34539K2, 8FSJ 278. The state's fake sun is through the windshield of the vehicle. In the same way that I showed you this morning at 8:48 in the morning, and the state's fake sun is directly over this apartment building where I am inside of the car sleeping, and the state was molesting my body with directed light. And that directed light immediately disappears. All right, this is terrorism as I'm documenting the demonic activity by government, 5 SAH 707, and that is stalking with light. And that is going to be the prosecution of a government as a sex offender, but also engaging in what is terrorism while it does so. And the entity that is stalking with an instrument of criminal conduct, this is engineered light. This is that which you are manufacturing, in other words, in order to violate the person while you're stalking in the capacity of the government in concert with an entire people, the people of the state. That is one method of the sexual violence, one aspect of the sexual violence of the public entity, the state of California. All right, and it is an exceedingly violent sex offender. The substantial documentation is also revealing that. This cumulative documentation of stalking with a fake sun, this is documentation of what is a sex offender as well. And it is also the direct evidence of what is the government monitoring American citizens, as what you have is, remember, the rest of the United States. As contrary to what the state is doing with the fake sun, this is the prosecution of the government, okay? Not just in California, because just like I showed in my documentation, that was just one example of what you are witnessing as I am in California, in Southern California, documenting stalking with light, a fake sun. The reason why it is exclusive, because there is only one sun. So while I'm documenting day in and day out, which the state thinking that it is impervious to being prosecuted, thinking that it is impervious to being shown as the psychopath stalker that it is, provided that wealth of documentation that I have captured for a term of years. In other words, this is not just some anomaly. This is an ongoing course of conduct by the government in concert with the people of the state where I happen to be. But this is exclusive because where you are keeping that which is a fake sun and it's supposed to be the sun, that's what these demons who are hopping on the internet, engaging in the government's pattern of conduct, speaking as the state. All right, that's why they're going to be prosecuted. This is the pattern of conduct, defamation and criminal summoning. Both of these are asked. You're seeing how the P.O.C. is, on a bigger scale, is at play. So the state's fake sun is remaining over me, for example, in Ontario, California, at for today. Let's just do today. Today at 10:17 a.m., the state's fake sun, while I am in Los Angeles County, departing from being anywhere over the Ovid Family Community Library, like it remains, remaining over me at the Ontario Village Shopping Center, like it remains while I'm there, over me at the B&G Plaza, like it remains while I am there, like it remains over at the Fontana Lewis Library, over me, all right, while I am there, all of those mutually exclusive to coexisting at the same time. You have what is Central Standard Time, Eastern Standard Time, okay? So at 10 o'clock in the morning, for example, where I'm showing you the state's fake sun, that is 12 o'clock Central Standard Time, 12 p.m., which is, in other words, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where you are understanding what is going on with the environment in the rest of the country, because there's only one sun. There's only one. So what I published the other day with regard to November 17th, this is the murder, the homicide of the American citizen, okay? Going by the name of Adolfo. I think he was a rapper. His name is Young Dolph. I am focused on the pattern of conduct, and in that case, the evidence that is published, it's public information, is the prosecution of the people of any state, of the government that is monitoring with the people of the state. And where the government is monitoring, the people of the state are monitoring with that entity. They are indeed a part of that criminal contract that's underway. That's what group stalking is, while the entity is monitoring American citizens. And where the government is engaging in monitoring the people of the state that engage in a murder, a homicide, the taking of a life, that's the government engaging in that homicide and taking of the life of another, while the pattern of conduct is underway. And this is directly relevant to what is conduct on behalf of an entity. In the same way, the entity that is kidnapping, they're kidnapping as one. They are stealing property as one. They're all monitoring together. And I want to be clear. The state's fake sun on November 17th, when Young Dolph is murdered in Memphis, Tennessee, which is they are under Central Standard Time. I documented and had been before and have continued since November 17th to document the state stalking with the fake sun and with directed light. And on November 17th, 2021, the state's fake sun was remaining directly over me in Southern California, which I have direct evidence of. All right. And this is what I'm speaking to, knowledge of what the government is engaging in. And the killing of young Dolph is not in isolation. Like I said, what the state of California is doing, it's not doing by itself. This is not the only state engaging in this. And you have what is the entity engaging in the taking of the life of young Dolph at between the time of, this is per published information about the, and I put this in air quotes because the entity is monitoring, the entity knows exactly what is going on, and you're also dealing everything that I've revealed about where the pattern of conduct is underway. You are understanding what is demonic. They're demons. You are understanding what is a demonic targeting system. You are understanding what is public corruption. So you have what is the taking of a life of another while the pattern of conduct is underway in the state of Memphis, Tennessee. All right. And you have the state's fake sun, which is over them, which you can see through the surveillance video where this young man's life was taken at the venue called Makita's Cookies. These two gunmen, they're third parties, and the hovering light source is directly over them, which you can see. It's reflected on the above the car that has an enlarged shadow to the driver's side on the ground. The two shooters themselves, as they are bearing firearms, their shadows are directly right above, right to the side of them. They're right under the fake sun. It's right over them. It's hovering over them. All right. You can see the sign. There's a sign behind them. It's enlarged in size. This is indicative of what is the light source, and it is not the sun, because between the time that this surveillance footage is captured showing what is a hovering light source directly over them, and remember, there's only one sun, okay? The hovering light source is directly over them. You have what is in Southern California, where I'm documenting the pattern of conduct and the state stalking with the fake sun, as I have already established on November 17th. This is coexisting documentation of what is murder by an entity, because the state's fake sun is over me in the state of Southern California, in the state of California, where I am traveling from Ontario, from the San Bernardino County building at 1647 West Holt Boulevard, where the state's fake sun was directly over me as I am on Holt Boulevard, and also remaining over me from that location, well, not from that location, starting from where I'm sleeping at night, which I was sleeping at the Ontario Museum of History and Arts. The state is stalking with the light source. But let's narrow it down to the time frame between 12 p.m. to 12:30 p.m., which is when young Dolph was killed, and he was killed under a hovering light source, and there is only one sun, okay? So my documentation is coexisting. And on the West Coast in California, we're on Pacific Standard Time. Memphis, Tennessee is on Central Standard Time. Between the time of 10 a.m. to 10:30 a.m., that is the time of 12 p.m. to 12:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And at that time, I am showing in my documentation, my video and podcast documentation, how the state is hovering, remaining over my head, remaining over the Omnitrans bus that I'm on, remaining over the Fontana Lewis Library that I travel to, which my documentation is also establishing where the state is keeping its fake sun for the duration of the day. So in other words, I have also shown not only the state following with the fake sun, remaining wherever it is that I go, the state is remaining for the duration of the day. And that entire day, the state kept its fake sun over that Fontana Lewis Library, as documentation has already shown. I've already showed you. I walk out into the parking lot and the state's fake sun is remaining in perfect alignment with me at 4:18 in the morning. The state is aiming directed light into the computer lab at 4:16 p. I said 4:18 in the morning, not 4:18 in the morning, excuse me, 4:18 in the evening, and 4:16 p.m. in the evening, as I am showing you the directed light inside of that venue on the walls inside of the computer lab. And I step outside to show you what is the state's fake sun, feigning as though it is setting. It's not. That's the state's light source. The documentation has already established, in other words, the state is following and hovering with the light source, and it remains wherever I remain, in direct conflict with nature and common sense. But that provision of that documentation is the prosecution of a government outside of the state of California as well. This is the ability of any American citizen that's being monitored by the government, which the government is monitoring American citizens, and doing so through this which is this ongoing hallmark, the stalking with a light source, stalking with directed light, molestation with directed light. It is conduct that is entirely demented, and it is of the demonic. It is also highly criminal. In violation of Title 18, while monitoring with communication devices remains ceaselessly underway. And at 10 to 10:30 a.m., I am showing you what is on the dot at 10 o'clock in the morning, where I am traveling to the city of Fontana, and at 5WSL137, they want to be documented so bad, 8GWS485, 7LIF471, 3TNKO67, 8KVW415, 8NQH 906. What you have is the state's fake sun that I'm showing you from 9:36 in the morning, I believe, up until 11:47 a.m. And that is between, again, that would be from 11:36 in the morning Central Standard Time to 1:47 p.m. Central Standard Time, which is before and after the time of the killing of young Dolph, the rapper, in Memphis, Tennessee, where they were under what was a light source, and that's supposed to be the sun. Ordinarily, you're going to say, oh, well, it's sunlight. That's where their shadow is, right? But for revealing what is the government's monitoring system, and central and key to that system is stalking with a fake sun. There's a fake sun over those third parties that engage in that killing, and they are automatically assigned that status. That is a legally relevant status where the entity is stalking with a light source. You are not acting in an individual capacity. You're acting as the entity, because the pattern of conduct is underway. And that's what I'm showing you was, as I published that information about November 17th, 2021, the fake sun was hovering over me and from Ontario to Fontana, California, as I showed in my video documentation. But you have what is a fake sun in Memphis, Tennessee, hovering over them while a killing was underway. All right. That is relevant to what is conduct of an entity. And I want to be clear. This is a matter of public corruption. And these are malicious demons operating in criminal system, and the government engaging in killing people, the people of the state engaging in killing people. And they're acting outwardly as though it's a random killing, a senseless murder, and no one knows what's going on. And we're going to have to investigate, and we're going to execute justice, and they're going to have their day in court, and they're going to go to prison. And let me be clear, these are demons. This is demonic activity in the natural, and that is a killing by an entity that is practicing demonic activity. That is how all of those aspects are tying in together, and that's the reality of what it is. It's a government system, but it's not any government system. It's criminal, and it's also demonic. And where that pattern of conduct is underway, any and everything that the people of the state do, they're doing it on behalf of the entity, and the entity is not ignorant. So what you saw are the demon-possessed Memphis, Tennessee Police Department, the fire department, the ambulance, who are all present under what is the directed light, under the fake sun, the news camera, who are coming to report, and I'm putting this in air quotes because they are all demons in directed light. It's public corruption. It is in plain sight. You are understanding what you are actually looking at when you are aware of all of the facts, which you are ordinarily ignorant of. The fact that a fake sun is over them. That's speaking to the P.O.C. That's speaking to malice. That's speaking to public corruption. That is speaking to what are demons that are engaging in what is supposed to be the ordinary operation of the law, what's supposed to be presumed the ignorance as to who committed this shooting, and then an ongoing investigation, and then they figure out who did it, and then they prosecute that person, and then they put them in jail, when the reality is that it's a demonic system, a targeting system. They know from the outset who did it. It is designed from the outset who's going to serve the penalty for that. And I put that in air quotes. This is a government system, and this is public corruption in the United States. And that's how you are able to tie what is documentation on the on the other side of the United States in Memphis, Tennessee. From California, what I documented, all right? And that is, again, what I'm saying, the state engaging in trying to cover up its fake sun from one day to another, the damage is already done. I have already shown you what is stalking with a fake sun. And I did that a long time ago. I am providing an ongoing tutorial showing you what I've already showed you, telling you what I already told you. And now you're understanding what it is that I told you. Now you're understanding what you're looking at. And now you're looking at even the bigger picture, because it's documentation of more than just California. Because California, contrary to the idiocy of this government, and that's what's wrong. You're dealing with Satan. You're talking about an entity that is too big for its britches, thinking that there will never be one that, first of all, can discern that demon possession, and second of all, can prosecute it in the natural. And that's exactly what I've done. That's exactly what I'm doing, and that's exactly what I am showing any other American citizen is capable of doing as well. Now, aside from the discernment, now you know that this is it's criminal, but these are demons. This is speaking to the policy that surrounds that demonic system in the United States, which is terrorism in the United States of America. 5XYU471. And it is currently 10:42 a.m. I'm just documenting what are minions while I'm in San Dimas, including UPS. I want to speak to what is that documentation. That's the significance of what I documented. And California, the government in California, the public entity that is monitoring me, monitoring American citizens, has engaged in the provision of documentation, which is suggesting ignorantly, that the sun is remaining in, not just in Southern California, not just in Ontario, California, not just in San Bernardino County in Ontario, California, but remaining over the physical address where I am.
in California. That's how precise and specific it is. And it is to the exclusion of any other place. It's to the exclusion of any other region in California. That's what the state has done, because you're talking about, what are they talking about? Stalking with the sun. There's only one sun. All right. And I'm clearly capturing that location. It's over me. And I'm clearly capturing the pattern of conduct with that fake sun, remaining where I remain. That's what the state does. And it is certainly not capable of being where you only have one sun, and where you are remaining and hovering and stalking to that degree, in that manner, and remaining. Oh, no, there's not going to be any sun in Memphis, Tennessee. There's not going to be any sun visible hovering over, just like you see in the surveillance video, over third parties, because that's what they are when you're under a light source. That's not the sun. When you are in Northern California, when you're in Atlanta, Georgia, you see them on reality TV. You see them under what is supposed to be the sun. You're looking at directed light. You're looking at what is the light source over them. You're looking at it in everyday life, and you just don't know what you're looking at. Okay. It is, in other words, impossible for there to be a sun in any other state, in any other city, because the state is keeping it over me where I am. Now, for me to document the fact that it's present in a different city, in a different county, that's showing what is stalking with light, because that pattern of conduct of remaining over me everywhere that I'm going, that's not the sun. That's impossible. That's impossible to exist. It is personalized conduct with that which is not the sun, and it does not coexist when you go to a different county then, and that's how you're going to document it, because you're going to hold it up to the standard of the actual sun. Well, if that's the sun, then when I go to Los Angeles County, there's no way that I'm going to see it. Oh, and that's not what I've documented. I've documented how the state has kept that light source directly over my head, maintaining that same central presence over me. That is the documentation of the government engaging in federal stalking. It's a satanic targeting system. It is in concert with the people of the state, and it exceeds outside of the borders of California. All right, it's 10:45 a.m. And that is video that I captured today of the Glendora police. This is not new. Well, the naming of Glendora police is perhaps, okay, something introduced, but this is not new with regard to the pattern of conduct. I've been subject to this for years. I am now publishing documentation for the prosecution and for the tutorial of American citizens who are being monitored and stalked by who are absolute strangers to you. They're the people of the state that are stalking, and they're demon possessed. This is the practicing of terrorism in the United States. 4PWW090. And it is currently 10:45 a.m. and this is the P.O.C. My only other point that I want to point out is that documentation that I'm speaking to that I published with regard to the ongoing big picture analysis of what is the surefire prosecution. There is nothing that the government, there is no getting out of it. The government's pattern of conduct is criminal defamation. The government's pattern of conduct, in other words, obstruction to try to silence, is criminal summoning. The government's pattern of conduct to try to silence is kidnapping. All right, that's the pattern of conduct. The direct evidence of what I've shown, there is no getting out of it. And with regard to what I'm specifically referencing, and I'm speaking of what is the murder, that is a murder of an American citizen where the pattern of conduct of federal stalking by the entity is underway. Okay. Now, let me also say something else. I am not posing any judgment to, because the pattern of conduct and all of the intricacies with that, I am speaking to what is nonetheless nothing other than the ongoing elements. A fake sun, the government is monitoring, period. Directed light, the government is monitoring. And it's also demonic activity. You're dealing with malicious actors, all right? That's what you automatically know. It is axiomatic where the pattern of conduct is underway. You are dealing with the demon possessed, okay? You're dealing with a government monitoring system, period. That is established. Now, with regard to young Dolph, whether he was actually, I'm not speaking on him. I'm speaking about the circumstances under which he was killed, and that's all that I'm speaking on, and that is it, okay? This is no bias on my behalf. I am speaking on my own behalf, and I'm advocating on behalf of the ordinary target individual who's subject to the pattern of conduct, and I'm showing you how you are prosecuting the government, because there is no getting out of the pattern of conduct. Stalking with a fake sun in Southern California is to the exclusion of a sun being in any other state. All right. And you're also looking at what is the demonic pattern of conduct that coexists, where the state is stalking with light, stalking with a fake sun, stalking and molesting with directed light, which is sexual violence. That's going to be the prosecution of the entity and the people as sex offenders. You have what is the demonic behavioral pattern of stalking with light, and all the ways in which I have shown you demons stalk with light, and how they are predators in doing so, stalking with light, waiting to touch you with light. That's the conduct of sex offenders, and that's exactly how they're going to be prosecuted. All right, so I just want to be clear. That documentation referencing the murder, because that's exactly what it is the taking of a life by the entity, because the pattern of conduct is underway in Memphis, Tennessee, which occurred on November 17, 2021. That is only published on my website, thepatternofconduct.wordpress.com. I don't have a video for that. That is documentation that I supplemented with regard to public information that was published about this killing of young Dolph, and you can see it with your own eyes. The newscast that published information about the killing, and they're under the fake sun, they're in directed light. I pointed that out to you, and you can see that in the video. It's posted on YouTube. Look at it. The entity is providing the documentation. It is in plain sight, like I told you. It's out for you to witness. I am just pointing it out to you because you're overlooking it. You don't know what you're looking at if you are looking at it. All right. It's impossible light activity. And it's also the fake sun is also present in the state of Memphis, Tennessee. And like I said, it's not only happening in California. It's not only happening in Memphis, Tennessee. This is what is going on in the United States of America, and it is no longer concealed. All right. Again, referencing November 17, 2021. I have already published documentation of documenting the state of California engaged in federal stalking. November 17, 2021. Yes, that is published, but I did a specific share with regard to addressing what is the pattern of conduct as it was underway in a different state. And you are able to see that because the fake sun is directly over them. And not only that, the newscast that then reports on, I put this in air quotes, they're reporting on this killing, and they're doing so under the fake sun in directed light. This is published just the day before yesterday. The day before yesterday I published that. And it is specifically called November 17th, Murder by Entity in Memphis, Tennessee. All right. And that is only on my website, thepatternofconduct.wordpress.com. And it is currently 10:50 a.m. on December 24, 2021. Now, with regard to it only being on my website, that's with regard to what is my video documentation of November 17th, where the state was keeping its fake sun. And you can compare that to anything. You can, in other words, look at anything on the internet where they're revealing what's the environment. It's supposedly a sunny day, but you're going to remember what the state is doing with the fake sun over Erica Lorraine Spencer, who's documenting it, because it doesn't coexist. It does not coexist. So you're understanding what the government is doing. And California is not the only government doing that. So you can look up the information about young Dolph yourself. You can look at that surveillance video. You can look at the images that are captured. It's revealing directly the light activity, and that's engineered light that they're also under. Not only is that a fake sun, it's the engineered light, the enlarged shadows that are slanted to the side. They're in engineered light while they're engaged in that killing. And you have what is also directed light, while the specific newscast that I have published their video on, I embedded it on my website so you can look at it, and directed light is in their video. They're demons, all right? And it's demonic activity, it's criminal, and it is absolutely despicable, all right? And this is just the reality of what is going on in the United States. It's 10:51 a.m., and that is the P.O.C. All right, this demon stalking in the parking lot, parked right behind me, keeping the headlights on while I was in the vehicle reciting my podcast. He's just being a stalker. License 7NLP342. It is currently 10:52 a.m. Alrighty, showing you what is the fake sun. Directed light next to 6ZBR661, 8GXH002, 7NPD311, 5YHN797. I captured video of the state's fake sun right over me. 7TJW522 as I exit the venue of the Walmart in Glendora. It is right there at the entrance. Directed light on the ground while a demon is driving by. That's terrorism. 8SCS492. It's the exact same template. You're understanding what is stalking by the government through the people. All right. And this is demonic activity. 8VAZ331. 8ABC810. 8CDL888. 7PIC788. And 6BOP035, 7GZG123, 7MKX268, 8MDJ589, 7BHZ561, N172VO. This is the paper plate, CA18T40, 7BBU464. And this group stalker is stalking, sitting in the vehicle where she knows exactly where I'm at. And you know that because the fake sun is over me, first of all. Second of all, you have what is stalking in the path by sitting in the vehicle in front of the vehicle that I'm parked in, where I parked it. This is called stalking in the path, and that's license 7BBU464. And then the demons are patrolling in the parking lot. License plate 8VAZ331. They're just driving up and down the lanes. They're stalking in the path, and the state's fake sun is right over me, no longer by the entrance of the Walmart where I exited. 7LTU670. 4XFZ983. And it is currently 12:36 p.m. Alrighty, I did show you what is the state moving its fake sun, and I showed you what is the demon-possessed stalker. That is demonstrating what the people of the state are systematically engaged in, which is stalking, knowledge of exactly who I am, where I'm going. That is license 7 BBU 464, who you see stalking in the path while the state's fake sun is no longer over the entrance of the Walmart. It's right here over the vehicle as I walk to it, and a group stalker is stalking in the path, sitting in the vehicle in relevant position. That's what that's called. It's called positioning. And the demons in the parking lot are doing nothing but patrolling all around. It's demonic activity. It's a demonic entity that's pacing all around you. And with regard to the government system and your understanding what is the demonic activity that the government is practicing while it's engaging in criminal conduct in violation of Title 18, this is the government pacing all around you. All right. It is, again, 12:37 p.m. and I did capture that in 2 videos upon my completion of purchase in Glendora. This is Los Angeles County. And again, I want to recite this address where the state's fake sun is present over me and moving as I move inside of that parking lot. This is the Walmart located at 1950 Auto Center Drive in Glendora, California, zip code 91740. And I am on surveillance camera subject to stalking and terrorism inside of that venue the entire time. And I completed my purchase at 12:32 p.m. And I did document in video the presence of the state's fake sun, directed light as minions are patrolling on foot and in vehicle all around, including what is the stalker that is loitering in relevant position. Stalking sitting in the car knows exactly what vehicle I'm going to sit in. And you are also identifying that knowledge and that absence of coincidence as the fake sun is directly over my head, moving as I move in the parking lot in the city of Glendora, an absolute departure from remaining over the city of Ontario. And even remaining in the city of Ontario over me is the ongoing impossibility of that showing what that which is not the sun. All right, but nonetheless, I do have the documentation of the state keeping its fake sun over me while I am at, for example, right now remaining at the Obit Family Community Library, or for example, right now where I am at the B&G Plaza, as I showed at the end of November. I remained at the B&G Plaza for the duration of the day, showed you what was the maintenance of that fake sun as I continuously captured video facing south, and the state's fake sun remained there, and then the state engaging in keeping it there, changing the color of it as though the sun was then setting, which it then departed from that formation, all right, which is an implausible form, all right. The sun is not remaining nor setting at its single address all day. And then the state moved its fake sun as I got on the Omnitrans bus, traveled east on Hope Boulevard, and I captured images of what was that light source that remained in perfect alignment with me, visible from that parking lot of that Starbucks at the intersection of Vineyard and Hope Boulevard. All right. After I remained for a series of hours, that was the large chunk of the day from morning until late afternoon after 3 p.m. At the B&G Plaza. It is 12:39 p.m. This is Glendora. This is Los Angeles County. All right. That is P.O.C. Alrighty, I already documented this license plate, but this third party, but I want to document what is, again, paper CA18T40. That is a blue Kia, I believe. And this is a demon, and she's using her vehicle as a means of stalking with activity. So as I plug in the phone that I have to the charger inside of the vehicle, she's simultaneously using her vehicle as a means of light activity. And I'm capturing her images. She's stalking in the path. This is the P.O.C, and I'm just capturing images of the ongoing demonic conduct that they are engaging in, and they're doing it under a fake sun. This is not an ongoing coincidence of just conduct that I'm just oddly just assimilating and no, they're doing it under the light source, which is demonic. It's a demonic environment, and this is demonic activity as they act with simultaneity to my physical movements, to my conduct on an electronic device, on a communication device. And that's exactly what that demon did using a vehicle. Okay, using the unlocking of her doors creates light activity as the lights on the vehicle then flash. She does this at the same time that I am in operation of my phone. So as I plug up the charger, that causes your phone screen to light up. That's operation of the phone, a change in conduct activity on my phone. And with knowledge of that, the demonic feature that the people of the state engage in, while they are also, as a pack of demons that they are, stalking all around, tracking your every move, okay? This is the same demonic entity that stalks in bathrooms, knowing exactly what you are doing and chasing you into those bathrooms, stalking. That is also representing what is the government that is stalking in a private space, through the vicarious stalking activity, the demonic practices of the people of the state altogether engaging in this demonic system. That's in violation of Title 18, because while the demonic are engaging in this stalking activity, it's achieving what is monitoring on a communication device, and that is in violation of existing federal law. This is also revealing what is terrorism, as this demonic activity is engaged in on a corporate basis on behalf of a public entity. And the people of the state are the vicarious aspect of that public entity, okay? I want to document 8HXP384. It is currently 12:46 p.m. and this is P.O.C in the city of Glendora.
Alrighty. License 5PVW285-7GZG123 REEPER 8CDL 888 8FTR 606 8SCS 492 7NPD 311 5YHN 797. In case I did not read those already, I'm just exiting the parking lot, reading the license plates of the people that are at this facilitating venue, which is the Walmart. The Walmart where the state's fake sun is over me in the city of Glendora, California. This is a ongoing revealing of what is a profoundly demented state system in operation. 8RTD 351, 8WDA 195, 8GUU 130, 4J SZ 470, 7SUJ 045. And by the way, it's currently 12:48 p.m. Looks like 7N65364, 7APU 764, 8UIG 518, 8CLR 159, 6CJY 629, 7ZFS 497, 8072182, 8UVH 539, 8XGF 473, 6DWV 468, 8RHN 655, 7PLF 661, 6RBE 506, 7GGF 923, 8PYT 666, 6WXK 351, BU95S14, which is a paper plate, 8FLX 879, 6UKJ 503, 7SUJ 045, 8BPU 864, 4WGF 453, 7TGR 571, 8NCU 107, 6ZGX 509, 8CKR 642, 7F22 880, 7YO 6917, 8DTB 387, ONLY 1WW, BF 83C87, that's paper, 8BO3 802, FOMR 99090W2, 28121X2, 8RHW447, 63808V1, 6NBM090, 6BZX599. This is still on the grounds of the Walmart. 4X09634, 7SXC 324, 8MIF567, 5TKX985, 5ZWW625, 7Z91462, 9283OC2, 6ZAL817, 5RVX811, it's crossing path again, 8RED072. They're all just crossing path while the state is shining its fake sun on the vehicle. And all these demons are listening to me document, okay? License plate 5PHR202, iHeart UKIDS 8DIJ18, I believe, can't really see that one, 8MGE 746, 4HYH558, and that is 01354C2. It is 12:51 p.m. Showing you the fake sun where they're patrolling by me. 8NRD 786, 6NSH 963, and that is P.O.C. 1TOYCAR, and that is movement at 12:51. I took a picture of that. 7AMB097, and that is the movement of the fake sun in the parking lot at the back of the parking lot. 72646V1, 7MPY919 crossing path again. That's a little psychopath wearing a gray beanie. Stalking in the parking lot in the same way that the state is with a fake sun. 7CTN066, 7DLJ648. Alrighty, and that is P.O.C. It's 12:52 p.m. 7UPH993. Let's see, 6WSK337. 5UAD034, 5NHX475, 7BMT568, 7SLN067. see, 638055C. Looks like a different license plate. Different looking type of license plate. Alrighty. 6BPS 358. Alrighty, it's 12:53 p.m. FedEx is inside of the Walmart, stalking in the aisles with the rest of the people of the state. I want to document that. I was on camera inside of that specific Walmart at the camping area, which all of the entity knows. Everything that I'm talking about with the third party Tracy Banks on the phone is a matter of public information. The fact that I would go to the Walmart and look for this particular aisle, and this is a build up in the aisles at that area, including what is the group stalker FedEx group stalking in the aisles. And that's exactly what you're doing under the fake sun that's over the venue in the city of Glendora, which is impossible to coexist with the ongoing stalking conduct with a fake sun in the city of Ontario over, you can name the venue. The state has kept its fake sun over me, where it's supposed to be the sun. So that would mean at the same time it's hovering over me in the parking lot of the Stater Brothers over the 280 North Limit Apartments, while I'm at the Ontario Obafemi Community Library, while also at the same time in transit in the window of the vehicle of the Omnitrans bus, while I am both in transit and at the venue of the Fontana Metrolink train station, the Fontana Lewis Library, remaining for the duration of the day. All of that's occurring while the state has placed its fake sun, 7NGC646, here over me in the city of Glendora. All right, and that is the ongoing documentation, what is cumulative value of what is a sex offender. The state is stalking while it is touching, all right, and doing so with an instrument of criminal conduct. License 84443F1. I'm at Allen and Shapiro, and the state's fake sun is remaining in the window of the vehicle, all right, just like I show you on video, 8EBP149, on the street of Allen, passing Cataract and Allen Avenue at 12:55 p.m. All right, and so this is the pattern of conduct and identifying what is the identical pattern of conduct. And what is revealing that pattern of conduct is the stalking with a light source in the sky, serving for the joint criminal conduct of the people of the state, all of whom are demon-possessed, engaging in this demented stalking and monitoring system together. All right, and that is stalking by absolute strangers who you don't know, but they know exactly who you are. All right, and that is based on that ongoing P.O.C. It is currently 12:55 p.m. All right, taking an image of what is the state's fake sun while I have turned on, and you also see the demon with the white Range Rover at the corner with their hazard lights on. They're stalking with light, and the fake sun is right over the windshield. I am on San Dimas Avenue at Gladstone. I'll take a picture of that. Alrighty, just want to show you where I'm located, and I captured that in images. 78TT843, 7EQB140. 21545H2, 5WPJ443, 566339H3, 8DJR838, 8BLE850, 7TAP385, 8EDB421, 8P.O.C.653, 90824U2, 8ADM487, 5Z10068, 53883J2, 8EVU570, REQTY. This is on Gladstone where I turned, and the state is now moving its fake sun as I'm driving on Gladstone. I took a picture of the state's fake sun, 07507W1. I took a picture of the state's fake sun right over me at the intersection of the Gladstone Street, and you can see the street signs incorporated, so you know exactly where I'm at, where the state is present with its fake sun, which is remaining over me, and that was a bunch of demons engaging in what is patrolling, all right, remaining present in relevant position, with knowledge that you're documenting them. That's a very dangerous psychopath. 5MXV106, 7BMC383, 6LUH774, 6XNT108. Seven MKP855. 8KWF. I can't really see that one. You can scratch that. Cisco is crossing path. License SKYMOM 7KTV347, 7CDF853. It is 12:58 p.m. 28031J2, that's Dish. while the state is aiming directed light inside of the vehicle, meaning across the dashboard, just flashing directed light, and also the state's fake sun is remaining in alignment with me as I'm driving now again on what is Route 66, where I captured the Glendora police stalking in the path while the fake sun was moving in the same direction. All right, this is the same pattern of conduct at a later time of the day on the same street, on the same direction. That's what the state does on Hope Boulevard, on Euclid Avenue. This is what I've shown you. That's what the state is doing out in Glendora. It's 1:04 p.m. 8 BMS 188. I'm at Hunter's Trail on Route 66. 8 CRX 055. It's 1:13 p.m. All right, monitoring me while my panties are down in the private space, 7XMN 807. You have an Asian female who's standing right outside of the bathroom door in operation of her communication device under the fake sun, in directed light. In front of that private space, knowledge of exactly where I am, what I'm doing, including inside of that bathroom while you're physically indisposed. That is the sexually violent stalking and monitoring conduct. And the group stalkers around the venue are monitoring all together in concert with the employees as well. They are in the drive-thru under the fake sun in the city of Glendora. There is no form. And they're sex offenders. 7XMN 807 146 1354. License plate 3PUY 459. And again, as I step out, this Asian female is standing right in front of the bathroom door. And what is her form? The form is that they're waiting for the restroom. They're engaging in surveillance, and that is the creeper that is stalking you in the bathroom, maintaining presence with a communication device while they're monitoring on behalf of the state and in concert with the state. And they're engaging in this all around the venue. B2LJCE. You have what is BDUA 119. You have what is a massive surveillance of everywhere that you go, everything that you are doing, and this is an entire entity that is engaging in that invasion of privacy together. And then you have what is the entity that's practicing demonic activity, surrounding you with weird noises while you're in the bathroom because they're monitoring, and they know what you're doing as they do it. 7EJG 607. This is why they also engage in the amplification of audible activity in the bathroom with simultaneity to your movement. 7ELS 098. 727VJ. Handicap, HALERSR, 5ULN266. All of them are sex offenders. And I literally captured the fake sun aiming through this venue, and I have double shadows. That sex offender was monitoring and engaging in invasion of privacy in concert with these demons. 8ZFE112, 8SZK629, the same entity that knows exactly where I'm sleeping, where the state is aiming directed light inside of that car all night long. 8VAM826. And these demons cross paths with knowledge of what I'm doing as I'm doing it. 60927L2. These are the same demons that engage in following you, creeping into the bathroom. And so inside of that bathroom where there's only one toilet, 6UYY502, you have what is standing right there outside of the door with that communication device in that directed light under the fake sun, monitoring in concert with all of the minions who are all together. 6C29822, engaged in real-time knowledge of what you're doing as your panties are up, as you pull your panties down, as you're engaging in whatever private activity. It's not private. The government is stalking and monitoring. The government is surveilling, and it is doing it with the people. And this is demonic activity. That is the other aspect of what is real-time knowledge. They're demons. 8TKM751. They know exactly what you're doing. All right. License. This is a paper plate. AV63P25. That is documentation of what is sexual violence inside of what is coffee bean and tea leaf. Okay, let me be clear. It's not just your neighborhood Starbucks where demonic activity and terrorism and federal stalking is underway. It's your neighborhood coffee bean. 8ALN067, where the state's fake sun remains over me in this parking lot. 6WMX047. And so what is that with regard to what I'm documenting? I'm documenting that what are demons that are patrolling all around while that fake sun is here in Glendora. Okay? It is currently, I'm across the street from what is Waba Grill, Charlie's, Wings, Philly, and Steaks. It's called Charlie's. They're monitoring 8CAT464, 7KYG800. The address of Charlie's is 650. And then this address right here is at this plaza is called 655. I'm sorry, the address is 655. Across the street is the, looks like 670 is the address of the venue across the street, Broken Yoke Cafe. And you've got, looks like Foothill Transit lines. That's a bus line over there. They're stalking in the path. You can
fill in the name with Omnitrans. I've showed you what the entity is doing systematically through public transportation. That's exactly what they're doing. It doesn't matter what city or county you're in. It's a state system, and you have witnessed what is the template. You can apply that template anywhere you're going, and that bus line is engaging in monitoring. I want to get this demon that's over here patrolling around his vehicle in the parking lot where the fake sun is present, where the state is targeting directed light inside of the venue. He is monitoring with the demon that was standing right outside of the door with her communication device while they are together engaging in monitoring me while I'm physically indisposed. This is documentation. What is a sex offender? License 7JXK592. All right, that is, again, Foothill Transit. Yeah, that's the name of that bus line, creating light activity and with their flashers on. All right, they're doing it under the fake sun, which at this time of day is nowhere near the city of Glendora. You know where it is. It remains over me in Ontario. And I want to get the license plate of this. This is Foothill Transit. This is Los Angeles County. Systematic monitoring through public transportation. 1459305. That is bus number F2307, and it's got a not in service sign on it while it's sitting on the side of the road. Let me show you this. Alrighty, I did capture Foothill Transit engaging in what is the demonic behavioral pattern of stalking with light, using their hazard lights, where the fake sun is very visible right there as in relevant position to me, also where I go to get that license plate of Foothill Transit, which is using a bus. It doesn't matter what sign is on it, by the way, but I just want to be clear, the entity that knows that I'm documenting it, such as Omnitrans, they have given a vivid illustration of what is the blatant and desperate and very terrorizing criminal activity that they engage in via a bus line, and they'll change the signage in a heartbeat, and then those psychopaths engage in just deviating, going haywire, specifically with regard to their knowledge of everything that I'm describing that they're engaging in, which is deviation from their bus routes, their published time schedules, using any bus to engage in the demonic behavioral pattern of stalking with activity, to engage in molestation, to engage in that terrorizing act of stalking with light, just like you see the Foothill Transit bus line doing with a not in service bus sitting on the side of the road while they are in relevant position and the fake sun is directly over. Okay, I want to also show you a picture, because what the state is doing is aiming directed light on the mountains over here. This is understanding the big picture of what the state is doing everywhere, because that's not the sun you saw, and this is also not sunlight. The state is aiming directed light onto the surface. The surface is right here where the mountains are. That's P.O.C. This is what I showed you in Palmdale as well, when I was in Palmdale and the state kept its fake sun. Okay, while I was at that in Los Angeles County in Palmdale, I'm going to show you directed light on the mountains. So what you will recall also is the video that I showed you of what is the state's fake sun that is aiming light precisely into the entrance area of the door of the coffee bean, and you have what it is aiming it across what is the mountains, all right, behind. This is very specifically tailored light. It's not sunlight, and it's also clearly seen because the state is illuminating the entrance of the Ovid Family Community Library while I'm there, all right, in the city of Ontario, after it's keeping it there in the morning over the 280 North Limit Apartments throughout the duration of the day. And then arriving there both before and after times I'm showing you I'm at a different venue, and then I go there. I go to the same venue from a different direction, i.e. from Stater Brothers coming from the west, or coming from B&G Plaza, and walking through the parking lot of the city hall. And what is the state doing? The exact same thing, keeping it over me, keeping its fake sun over me, aiming directed light all over the surfaces. All right, and so that picture of what you see is directed light that's covering surfaces, that is the mountains, a means of keeping light in the environment. And that's a massive method of what is light activity, and you have it present because the people of the state, all of the demons around you, are monitoring. Okay, it is 3:59 p.m. and I did take images of that, and I will be publishing that. And this is documentation of what is Los Angeles County Foothill Transit engaging in the P.O.C. It's 4 p.m. on the dot right now. That is the pattern of conduct. That's P.O.C. CHN 450. It's 4:07 p.m. 6YJL 268. Alrighty, I want to document the minions that are monitoring with the entity that is using large commercial trucks on the side of the road. I'm on, right now I'm passing Glendora on Route 66. License 7UXM192, 8VQU, I can't really see the rest of that one, 8DBL294, 8MNS057. And so you have what is just lining the street with
commercial sized trucks, there's two of them. One has their hazards on. As I approach, they turn their hazards on. Another one immediately turns the corner onto Route 66 and they turn their hazards on. It's the same conduct. You're talking about just a different face. That's what a system is, by the way. Okay, that's the P.O.C. and that's the demonic behavior of stalking with light. 8TCP 397. It's 4:10 p.m. Let me make sure I read this correctly. It's 8DRL 294. All right, license 8XOV 213. 8DHM 873. 6ZNS 196. 18538X1. 8XRW 108. 4797176. That looks like an out-of-state plate. 6NCX 417. It's currently 4:28 p.m. 6EGS 657. 6TFG 516. All right, 23463X2. And this one over here, license plate 2955236. 8VGS 641. All right, license plate, let's see, BE7, I can't see that, it's a paper plate. 6HWU 751. BT88X08, that's a paper plate. And I am at the Costco gasoline where they're monitoring, patrolling all around, stalking in the path. 7YGB 993. And chiefly using their vehicles as a means of that stalking with light and patrolling and engaging in stalking with light while they're at the gas pump. That's essentially what they're doing. And just using your brake lights, using your reverse lights, driving around vehicles as one remains and then another. They're engaging in chicanery with the vehicles. It's a means of patrolling, pacing, light activity, relevant positioning. It is 4:29 p.m. And this is the Costco gas that's in the same plaza where the Panera Bread is, where I was this morning. It's 4:29 P.O.C. It is 4:47 p.m. I just captured an image of what is impossible light activity that's inside of the car. And you have what is a demon-possessed stalker that stops right behind the vehicle where I'm at third-party facilitating venue, the apartment complex called The Trails. And they do so as I engage in a new movement. They're stalking with activity, and the state is filling the car with directed light. The position of the vehicle I also took a picture of, and that is not going to result in this light that is positioned inside of the vehicle. I'm going to get this license plate as well. It's 4:47 p.m. License 8XRC 484. And the demon stalking behind is license plate SADUWU. That is the third party carrying a pizza in relevant position and aiming what is impossible light activity inside of the car, coexisting with their presence, which is stalking with activity. That is P.O.C. and that is third party Pizza Hut, since he wants to represent a logo carrying a pizza, which is supposed to be his form. There is no form. That's the demonic activity by the people of the state. It is currently 4:49 p.m. All right, it's 5:48 p.m. Documenting video of what is third-party facilitating venue Walmart engaging in terrorism, representing the people of the state in doing so. The environment remains, that is directed light, the people who are sex offenders patrolling around with light and molesting with light. And the state flies over the Walmart, over the parking lot, amplified audible activity with helicopter. All right, and that's what I captured on video right now. It's 5:48 p.m. License 6GYX726, 8UPK152, 6MPN 368, 8YQW370. And I'm also on surveillance camera inside of that Walmart at 1333 North Mountain Avenue, where they are monitoring. And they are also hostile, as I documented, under the fake sun at this venue. Again, in conflict with the state placing its fake sun over me, as I documented today in the city of Glendora, which is Los Angeles County, refer to my documentation on December 8, 2021, which is just one of the days of the wealth of documentation showing what is the third party, that is Walmart, monitoring American citizens, terrorizing American citizens, engaging in the P.O.C, which is harassment and criminal summoning while you're documenting. That is the American citizen that shall be documenting the government, and no obstacle is going to preclude that unless they want to go to federal prison. All right, and you're understanding what is the P.O.C. That's why I say it's flying over me by helicopter, and that was at the facilitating venue of Walmart at 1333 North Mountain Avenue. It's currently 5:49 p.m. This is P.O.C. 7JJL 963 6CAL 693. The Ontario Police Department are group stalking inside of the plaza. The specific plaza I have already documented, and I'm going to publish the plaza where they are stalking the parking lot. It's currently 9:04 p.m. And so where I am inside of the venue inside of this plaza, and I believe this is Upland, California, and you have the Ontario Police group stalking at the liquor store inside of that plaza as I am in the vehicle being driven away. Every third party where I'm inside of that venue with them are monitoring with communication devices in concert with the police who are in the parking lot. And these are demons that are in traffic stalking 6CAL 693. And this one as well, 8RNU 264. Again, that's 9:03 p.m. where the Ontario Police are group stalking in this dark parking lot in Upland, California. Present in relevant position, monitoring what I'm doing on my phone. Present for crossing a path as I'm being driven outside of that parking lot. And I'll be publishing the totality of that P.O.C. on my website. It is 9:05 p.m. 8FYW 704. Okay, that is, I just looked onto my documentation where I've already published the P.O.C. at this venue. This is the Upland Northwest Center, a shopping plaza where law enforcement is group stalking in the parking lot in the city of Upland. License plate 7NVV246. That's a third party that's crossing the path right now. I wanted to find out the specific name of that. That's the shopping center where that would be Upland Police that are group stalking in that parking lot at 9:03 p.m. as I'm being driven out of that parking lot. That's stalking in the path as they are crossing path, monitoring with the rest of the third parties, including the one driving the vehicle, monitoring right now, and also present while the state was flying over by helicopter at Walmart, the same exact third party monitoring in concert with that entity that is group stalking with law enforcement. Okay, it's 9:08 p.m. and that is P.O.C. in Upland. It is currently 9:09 p.m. That's light activity in the car, turning the dome light on and off. 6YXD630. And this is audible activity. Not serving any commercial purpose. This is an ongoing P.O.C. that you're listening to. I'm currently still on Mountain Avenue. 7VRC 212, 5WTF 816, 8KMU 616, 72805. That looks like a Nevada license plate. 8GWA 068, 8VWG 713, 7VCF 334. 5846963. That's Velasquez Transportation LLC. 48469C3. Yeah. All right, license plate 6PHJ 885. This is at Ontario Plaza, and the Jack in the Box is open right now. The people are engaging in relevant positioning, stalking in the path via this Jack in the Box at 9:13 p.m. And this is inside of the Ontario Plaza on Mountain Avenue. 5DRG 241, 7XPF 689, 6NHM 867, 4WPV 276,